Hello ladies, this is Coach Tim. I am here making another video for our rotations I wanted to go over with you. If you look in the screen on the left side, you might notice here I have two screens. By the titles, I want you to point out that this one is us where we would be in our home positions, preparing to move to our serve receive positions. So you'll see here that this is where we would be in our home position for rotation one. Note that I have notes up here in the upper left hand corner. I want you to pay attention to these as we move through each rotation. Rotation one, I have that Anna is the setter because she is in the back row. You might want to point out, I want to point out to you that in each of these pictures or graphs that I have you colored by your position. So you'll note that Anna and Emma are in the same color of orange because they're both setters. Charlize and Sophie in outside hitter position 2 are in the same color as Sydney and Haley in outside hitter 1. And then I have purple here set up for our two middle positions as well. That also represents our libero in the back row. So please note that I use color specifically here because I want you to see that you have a connection or relationship with the person kind of across from you. Um, Here, it's our two oranges need to know that they always need to be in the position across from each other here. Sophie and Charlize need to know that they're across from Sydney and Haley. And then same thing with our two middle positions. They have to be across from each other here. When we're in the home position, preparing to move to serve receive. So let's go ahead and let's do that move to serve receive. What we would do in rotation one is we would move the middle position over here, being careful not to cross Emma. We don't want to cross this person. Emma has to be closer to the outside left line than Ava does or Madison does in middle position 2. Then what we want to do is we want to move Sydney back and Haley back in the outside hitter position so that frees up space for Anna, our setter, to move up in the setting position immediately once the ball is contacted by the opponent. We would move Anna up into this position, and that would then put Sydney in an outside position in the back, along with Anna / Jordan in our libero position, and Charlize and Sophie in the other outside position on the other side. We then have ourselves set up here where we've got a middle hitter. We then have our outside hitters on both sides so that Charlize could potentially, or Sophie could potentially move over here and be prepared to hit, and then so could Sydney and Haley move into the other outside position on the right side. So you can see why we do. Let's go back to our original base positions again. I'm going to put Anna back here. Opposite of Charlize. Emma is opposite in her home position from Anna. And our two middles are opposite of each other. So once again, I'm going to go through the rotation one more time real fast. We would move the middle position over in an attempt to free up this space. We would move Sydney back or Haley back in the outside position to free up this open space, giving room for our setter to move up. That is how we would do serve receive in rotation one. Now, once the ball has gone back over to the opponent, on the opponent's side of the ball, we have to move to our defensive position. And in order to do that, we have to quickly hustle back into the following position here, where we would have Anna back in her setting position. The then responsibilities of Emma and Sydney would be to swap sides into that defensive position, and for Sophie and Charlize to switch with Anna and Jordan. The way that I remember this is that our two setters have to be in front of each other, in front of each other, and that our two middles have to be across, and that our two outside hitters have to be across. The key thing is that the outside hitter that's in the front stays in the front. The outside hitter that's in the back stays in the back middle. Same thing with our middles. The middle who's in the front, in this case Ava or Madison, would stay in the front, and Anna and Jordan would stay in the back across from each other. So memorize those positions. That's the key thing for our first rotation. If you have any other questions related to this, make sure you ask me in practice.